Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Real Talk. I am one of your hosts, Dr. Nadia a naturopathic doctor.
My name is Alina. I'm a holistic nutritionist and your editor-in-chief at the Hearty Soul.
So as you guys may notice, we've got a little bit of a different setup going on today.
Feels a bit more intimate.
It's a bit more intimate. And
no, I was just going to say we really felt like, just a more casual chat is what we want with you guys. We really want you to engage. So tell us your name, where you're from.
yeah.
Just talk to us.
Yes,
We
this
love
is
it.
a live feed, guys. And instead of, we used to have some slides for you and a presentation. Today we really wanted to have more of a conversation with us and with you. And we're talking about something really cool. We're talking all about superfoods.
Yes. Now, stay tuned for this episode, guys. We are going to discuss superfoods and really if they live up to the hype. Like, what does superfood really mean?
What makes them super?
Yeah, why are they really super? Are they that super? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of our favorite superfoods as well, which ones we really, really love.
Yeah.
We're actually going to show you as well some of our favorite hacks
Oh,
and
yes.
how we like to use superfoods on a daily basis.
Demos in the kitchen.
Demos are going to happen, and definitely stay tuned until the end where we're giving away a special prize to someone. So we're going to ask you a bit of a trivia question based on some of the knowledge we're dropping, and if you get it right and you answer first, we're going to have an amazing prize for you.
You win a prize. Okay, so we're going to roll our intro and be right back. Stay tuned, guys.
See you.
So we're talking everything superfood today. I would love to know who you guys are. Give us your name, where you're from, maybe what your favorite superfood is.
For sure.
The entire time we're going to be checking in with comments, trying to engage with you guys. But first things first, Alina, what is a superfood?
So it's funny because I feel like this term just got really trendy in the
Yes.
past couple of years. And before that, growing up, my mom didn't tell me, Alina, you should be eating more superfoods.
Right.
They're good for your diet. I was just told to eat fruits and vegetables. But again, it's become a very trendy term. And the reality is that superfoods are just foods that have a lot of nutrition in them. They're just nutrient dense. And in some cases, they have, let's say, some clinical studies behind them showing that they can be therapeutic in nature or very potent, for example.
I like that. And I like thinking about them. All plant-based foods and a balanced diet are important with obviously being healthy and living a healthy life. But superfoods often have a bit of a unique nutritional profile that puts them one step ahead of regular foods when it comes to nutrient density.
For sure.
But it's interesting because often when some people think of superfoods, sometimes they think of really exotic names, almost like
acai berries,
noni
juice,
camu, or like all of the, or like even quinoa.
Yeah, you always think that it's somehow superior if it's coming from some ancient civilization, from a random forest in the Amazon. And you always think, it must be something really, really special that these native people are using.
Yeah, and sometimes that can be the case.
Yeah.
But often I have heard that people equate the more exotic the name, the more super the superfood. But really, that's not the case.
No, it's simply not true. Sometimes
broccoli.
You don't need to go to the camu for your vitamin C and buy it in an expensive pill form. You could just eat an orange. Or a lemon. Those things have vitamin C's as well, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we should just say them exotically.
Orange. Lemon. Or even, like things as simple as broccoli, beets.
Your dark leafy greens.
Kale, dark leafy greens. Almonds, salmon. All of these things are a little bit less exotic, but that doesn't mean that they're any less super when it comes to their health benefits.
Exactly.
The other really interesting thing I find, and this happens anytime we start labeling something super healthy, is that people often think they can eat as much of it as they want.
They love to overindulge.
Exactly, because of the understanding and thinking that it is going to be X times as powerful as other foods.
Or like it can raise other issues as well. For example, if you don't eat a well-rounded diet overall and you're not active, no matter how much turmeric you're having, it's not going to be that beneficial, right? It doesn't matter if you're having a turmeric latte every single day, but you're not getting in enough workouts, or you're stressed out, right? It's just one of those things to add to your routine.
Yes.
For sure. Now, I am being told by our team that our streeters are ready, so we're going to roll those for you guys now that you understand a little bit about our thinking around superfoods.
Awesome.
And then we'll dive into some of our favorite ones. So enjoy.
Be right.
First thing that comes to mind is chia seeds, hemp seeds, quinoa.
Smoothies, mango, maca powder, raw cocoa.
Broccoli? Does that count?
I have to try using turmeric.
What is that?
It's like this Indian spice, it's yellow.
It's good for the body. If it helps with inflammation within the body.
Oh my god, turmeric's a massive superfood. I actually put it in milk. It's actually a good remedy for people who are about to get sick.
Apple cider vinegar? Yeah, I use it every day.
Ew, apple cider. I hate apple cider. Ew.
It helps regulate blood sugar. It doesn't let your blood sugar spike, which in turn keeps your weight levels in check.
It's not very pleasant. You could take like a tablespoon and you drink it with water. It's supposed to be good for you and like balance your pH levels. It didn't really work.
Lemon water has a lot of benefits. It boosts your metabolism. It's good. Antioxidants. It has vitamin C in it. Yeah, those are the top two.
Hey guys, welcome back to our segment where we are talking about everything superfoods. We hope you enjoyed those streeters and some of those responses.
They're pretty good, if you ask me.
They were pretty good, and some of them were pretty funny.
Yes. Yes.
See, that one guy, he did recognize that broccoli is indeed a superfood as well. And
I
it's
like
just
that.
an ordinary vegetable.
I know, and the one girl didn't know about turmeric. Hopefully she's tuning in right now.
She's going to learn a little more. So what we're going to do now, guys, is actually walk you through around 6 or 7 of our favorite superfoods, or the ones that are more potent. So, Nadia, can you talk a little bit about why we chose these ones?
Yeah, so we chose these ones. As you guys know, we like to base all of our statements and facts on current research. So these top 7 we picked for twofold. One, because they're pretty easy to find and really easy to incorporate into your day-to-day life. 2, because a lot of the benefits have actually been proven through research. Now, when we're mentioning some of these benefits, a lot of them have been broken down into supplement-specific benefits. So what I mean by that is, for example, turmeric can come in a food form or a powder form that you can add and cook with and use in drinks and different things. But you can also take it in a capsule form where it's actually been a little bit more refined and potentized.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is, but that's okay, because what Nadia is saying is essentially it's more potent in a supplement form, right? You can use it for more therapeutic results for someone who's suffering from a chronic illness or a disease. It's not to say that there aren't benefits then in taking turmeric as a whole, because whole foods are amazing. It's just you may not want to equate what you're getting in the food to exactly the results you would get with a curcumin supplement.
Exactly. So just the difference between each. One with a supplement, for example, a high-grade turmeric supplement, the curcumins or curcuminoid factor in that can be close to 750 milligrams. And to get that in the food form, you'd probably have to eat a couple pounds of turmeric to get the equivalent. Now, that's not to say that you're not still going to get amazing health benefits from incorporating these foods into your day-to-day life. And I really like the notion of thinking about foods in a food form, because there's other benefits that you get, like fiber and other minerals and vitamins and nutrients when you have it in a full food form versus just an extract or supplement form.
And it's more delicious too.
Exactly. It is more
because
delicious.
it's actually in food form versus a pill.
Absolutely.
So we do have some people saying hi. We have
Ooh.
Tracy saying hello from AS.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi. How's it going? Thanks for tuning in. We have Sarah as well. She's saying hi. And how long does it take for a superfood to take effect?
Oh, good question.
That is a very good question. So I would say keep watching, because as we talk about the different supplements, we can discuss that as well. But yeah, it depends. It's case by case. It's not a blanket answer in a way.
And it really depends. I actually like that question because it really depends on what effect you're looking for. For example, if you're looking for energy boosting and you're thinking about matcha green tea, well, that can happen almost immediately.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for brain health or anti-inflammatory properties from something like turmeric, that's going to take a little bit longer to actually feel the holistic effects of something like that.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that and timeline-wise as we go through each of our favorite superfoods.
Yeah, I like that. All right, so let's get started.
Great question.
That was a really, really good question. Let's start with our first superfood, which I know the audience loves, and we've already touched upon it briefly already, turmeric.
Ah, yes.
Turmeric. So just to briefly recap, guys, most of the benefits that we do talk about with turmeric, you'll see in our Hearty Soul articles or in our Superfoods book, which, by the way, you should sign up for.
Oh, man, so good.
You can get a free ebook when you go to the subscribe bar on the Hearty Soul website. But what we usually do talk about is curcumin is the active compound in turmeric, and that is usually what you will find in the supplemental form as well. Now, I have heard, though, that turmeric can be hard to absorb, or curcumin, I guess, their benefits can be hard to absorb. Do you want to talk about why?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of the nutrients that we find in turmeric are fat soluble. So what that means is your body better utilizes those nutrients by having it bound to a fat source. So that's why often, whether it's in a supplement form or whether you're cooking with turmeric, you want to make sure that you're having some sort of fat component to that meal so that your body can really utilize all of the benefits of the turmeric.
So I guess it makes sense in South Asia as well, in India or Pakistan, for example, where we use turmeric so much in our curries. Curries. It's in curries for a reason because the base is in oil.
Yeah.
So that helps its absorption, right?
Absolutely.
And of course, we use salt and pepper.
Pepper.
So yeah, pepper is another one of those, again, it's not fat, but it has been shown in studies that using black pepper actually increases the bioavailability of turmeric as well by up to 2,000%.
That's a huge percent.
That's insane.
It's a big number.
Definitely sprinkle in a little bit of that black pepper.
Yeah.
So those are some things to keep in mind.
So before we even go any further, because I think we're assuming that everyone even knows what turmeric is, what is turmeric? Is it a flower? Is it a root?
So
what is it?
I guess it's a spice, but then a root at the same time, because you can get fresh turmeric root, and it looks like ginger root in a way, like a
Kind of confusing. Almost looks exactly like ginger.
Looks-
Not ginger.
yeah, very similar. I guess ginger sort of splays out, and then turmeric is just sort of more linear, I would say.
Yeah. And then the color is the huge difference here
Yeah.
too. With turmeric, you're really looking for this bright marigold color,
Beautiful.
which actually can stain your hands and your clothes sometimes.
And your counters, don't
and
do
your
it.
counters, especially if you have white marble. Happened to me. So be careful. But
Yeah.
that really bright color is what is what you are gonna see as soon as you have a fresh turmeric root. And you can find turmeric pretty easily, almost
Pretty easily.
everywhere. Would
Yeah.
you say?
I would say some big supermarkets sometimes still may not have it. You can always find turmeric powder. I
Right.
find as a spice.
Yeah.
As a spice, you can always find it. Root, it's like 50-50. Sometimes I find it, sometimes I don't.
Okay.
So you may need to go to maybe an Indian store or another specialty store at times.
Got it. So once you have that root, you're going to cut into it. It's going to be this beautiful marigold color. Now, why do I care about this root? Why is there such hype around turmeric? Why do we keep mentioning it? What is it good for?
So a couple of things. One, I think it's really known as an anti-inflammatory. And an anti-inflammatory for many conditions, not just one specifically. So for example, I believe for ulcerative colitis, which is some inflammation that you can get in the gut too, clinical research has shown that it's effective for that. Outside of just anti-inflammatory, there's also cognitive benefits too.
Yes.
Some mood enhancement. It's been shown to work better than a placebo for when it comes to depression. So it has been very useful there. And in conjunction with medication, it shows that people have better results as well.
So that sounds pretty super to me.
That does sound super.
There's not a lot of other regular roots that I'm thinking of that would chalk up anti-inflammatory benefits, brain benefits, mood benefits.
And joint pain as well.
And inflammation goes multiple ways. So when
Yeah.
you guys think of chronic pain, a lot of the time pain and inflammation, they're one and the same.
Yeah.
So especially joint health, absolutely turmeric can be amazing.
Sure. I've given this to some clients in the past who do have arthritis and have struggled. They take it in supplemental form for sure, and it is one that is bound to a fat or a fatty acid. It's liposomal turmeric,
Got it.
and they've had really, really good benefits or results from it. So definitely do keep that in mind.
Awesome. And so
Yeah.
what is kind of your favorite way of using turmeric in the home?
Ooh, in the
home.
in the home, perhaps because I'm South Asian. It is curry, guys. I'm sorry. We throw it into pretty much all of our foods. I remember it's a base for any curry you make. My mom would always throw in, you have some tomatoes, onions, garlic, ginger, turmeric, base, and then you add in all the different vegetables on top.
But it has such a beautiful flavor, so I could understand why they'd want to cook with it.
Yeah, for sure. And you
Yeah.
don't need too much. You really don't need too much of it because then it just gets gross.
Overwhelming.
It gets very overwhelming. So just a little dash of it. Any other ways you like to use it?
I've been a really big fan of the golden milk. So not sure if you guys are familiar with the turmeric latte.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite ways to have it is actually whisked with coconut milk and a little bit of manuka honey into this
sounds so
beautiful
good.
latte, also known as a golden milk latte.
Sounds really good. And if any of you guys have tried it before, because we know there's a bunch of variations on it as well.
I'm going to check the comments right now.
Yeah, please, because mine's freezing. If there are any variations that you like of golden milk, let us know. So we can move on perhaps to our second.
We actually have a comment.
do?
Kaish.
Okay.
So sorry if I'm mispronouncing it.
Hi.
But she's saying turmeric also called a dye. So I'm wondering if she's also saying that it can be used as a natural dye. I have actually seen that before.
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Number one superfood on our list right now, turmeric. Let's move on
Amazing.
to number two.
Number two, guys, we love garlic. I know it gives you stinky breath,
So good.
but it is amazing for you. And you can find it in health food stores as aged garlic as well in capsules, or you can find it just in your fridge for a couple of cents.
And I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but I am a garlic-aholic. Honestly, when I cook, especially savory dishes, or if I'm
Yeah.
pan frying or sauteing greens with some fish on the side,
Yeah.
I can't get enough garlic. I actually can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good to know that.
Are you the same?
You know what? I have to make sure whenever I'm cooking with ginger or garlic, I use a lot of it, but I have to tie back my hair, put it like a hat or something on, leave the exhaust on, because it really can overwhelm
all of the
all
senses.
of the senses all at once.
But why do
it
we
is
love?
great.
So not only does garlic taste amazing and add so much flavor to a meal, but it has amazing health benefits too. What are some of these health benefits?
So I'd say one of the biggest benefits of garlic, especially when you think about it from a therapeutic standpoint, is its benefits for heart health. So it's been shown in clinical research to really help with people who have hypertension.
Got it. So high blood pressure.
Yeah, reducing your blood pressure as well as lowering cholesterol as well and lowering oxidation. So it helps with, obviously if you have plaque formation in your arteries, increasing HDL while lowering LDL. And of course, then there's immune benefits.
And it's kind of like a natural antibiotic in a way.
Yeah.
Which I really like because especially if you're fighting a cold or have a nasty cough, its immune stimulating properties can be really, really beneficial.
Yeah, one study actually showed that it reduced the rate of a common cold by 60 to 70% too, which is
huge.
huge. That is so huge.
It is.
But yeah, you can actually get, so for your immune system as well, there is a supplement specifically called Alum Max. Now we're not an affiliate or anything. I'm just telling you guys what I've seen in practice is it has the main compound in it, allicin, stabilized.
That's
so
amazing.
It's one of the most potent forms of it, and anyone who's on that, their immune system is just skyrocketing, or it really
fantastic.
helps them recover really, really fast as well.
And the interesting thing is, as you said, stabilized. So similar to how we mentioned turmeric is more bioavailable or easier for the body to get all the goodness out of when it's paired with a fat. We need to be careful when we're cooking with garlic too, because if we're cooking at too high of a temperature, we actually end up ruining or taking away some of those positive health benefits.
For sure.
What are some of your favorite ways to kind of keep all of the juicy health benefits?
So, adding on to actually what Nadia is talking about, when it comes to cooking with garlic, what you want to do is actually chop it up first. You want to mince and chop it up because that's where the enzymes activate. And
You mean I shouldn't just eat the cloves?
No. You know what? You could. You'll get some benefits, but it's actually better. Yeah, it's actually a really great point that you brought.
I don't do that.
We know you do.
Sometimes I
It's a great point you actually brought up because sometimes people just like to eat a garlic clove or something with their meals for the health benefits. I would actually advise chop it up, mince it, leave it there for around 10 minutes first because it lets allicin form from the compound alin. And that's when it's its most potent. So even when you're putting it into a soup or you're cooking with it, chop it up first and wait for it before actually cooking.
That's fantastic. And
So, insider tip.
And you can even do, because something that we saw as well is you can cook half in the beginning, keep a little bit of raw at the end, and then really just throwing and sprinkling it in at the end, so you're getting an extra added little dose.
Yes.
Without overcooking your garlic.
For sure.
All
right.
So number 2 superfood was garlic.
After turmeric.
We got turmeric and we've got garlic. Moving right
Number
along,
3.
what is superfood number 3, Alina?
It is raw honey, not pasteurized honey. It's raw honey. / we'll talk about Manuka honey as well because I know our audience really cares about that, and we love it as well. But now when I'm talking about raw honey, I'm specifically saying raw because the regular honey that you're getting in the stores is pasteurized, which means it's been cooked or at really, really high temperatures, which means essentially all its nutrients are gone. All of its beneficial vitamins and minerals and all of those active enzymes are no longer there, and you're mostly just left with the actual sugar.
Got it.
Yeah.
Don't want that.
No, you definitely don't. So raw honey has a lot of benefits too. Some that you maybe want to talk to?
Yeah, absolutely. I love honey for 2 reasons. One, it is one of my favorite skin savers. So topically, honey is absolutely amazing for wound healing, as well as moisturizing and brightening the skin. I have done this multiple times, and trust me, it can be your one ingredient face mask and you will notice a difference. And that is because of the sugar component in honey, which actually acts as a humulsant, which means that it can plump the skin by adding moisture, which is phenomenal, especially for anti-aging. Also for any minor cuts, wounds. Honey has an exceptional antibiotic and antibacterial effect. Now, this is actually where I love to talk about Manuka honey, because Manuka honey is next level when it comes to antibacterial and antiviral effects. What are you going to say?
Which is interesting because we just had a comment from Tom. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
He is asking, why is Manuka honey so expensive, which is a perfect segue into you talking about its antibacterial properties. So do go on.
Yeah, so Manuka is expensive because Manuka comes from one plant, and this plant is largely sourced in New Zealand. So that means that all of the bees are pollinating and getting all of the goodness to make this honey from the Lithospermum plant.
Okay.
Yes.
Very specific.
It's
Amazing.
very specific.
Yeah.
And the really amazing component of Manuka honey is its methyl glyoxide count.
Okay.
So methyl glyoxide is essentially gives its antibacterial properties. And when you guys are purchasing Manuka, don't be fooled by marketing. When you see a Manuka, and I'm sorry, I've got to call it out, Witherspoon.
I've seen them. Yeah,
honey.
they're pretty popular. Yeah.
So they have kind of done a little bit of a marketing tactic to write down their own rating system called the K rating system, where it actually rates the Manuka based on the pollen count. So the pollen, unfortunately, isn't the active component. It's the methyl glyoxide.
So what's the rating that I should be looking for?
UMF.
Okay.
UMF number is actually
Okay.
going to tell you the level of methyl glyoxide in
Okay.
that manuka.
Okay.
And the higher the UMF, the more expensive it's
Okay.
going to be.
Okay.
But the more medicinal it's going to be as
Okay.
well.
So who would want to buy, so I know I've seen these in health food stores, you can get them like bronze, silver, gold, platinum. Who is someone who you would advise to maybe go for the gold or platinum? What situation are they in that they would maybe want this higher antibacterial property count?
Honestly, I used this. So I had a severely diabetic patient who had diabetic ulcerations and open wounds on her feet. And we used manuka, high dose manuka, as well as other obviously factors, and that was phenomenal for her.
Okay.
So if you are someone who struggles with poor wound healing, you're finding that you get sick really often, essentially your immune system is constantly compromised, you're going to want to go for a higher UMF factor. It's just
Okay.
that simple.
Okay, that makes
That
sense.
being said, a baseline start, you want to try 10 and above. Any
Okay.
intro, so actually personally, I
Yeah.
keep a 10 plus in my
Okay.
cabinet.
Okay.
Because it's a good baseline manuka to have, not super expensive, and it's a little bit more palatable. So
Okay.
the
So
higher
the taste differs
the
too.
taste
I didn't realize
differs.
that the taste differs.
For
'cause
sure.
I've usually had the bronze. Okay.
The higher the UMF, the stronger the manuka flavor is going to
Okay.
be. The
Okay.
lower it's going to taste more of almost like a caramel, nice honey. Anyways, I love manuka because you can literally take a spoonful of
Yeah.
it, and its antibacterial properties can literally coat your throat and that tissue and help treat infection. And you can
Okay.
also put it directly topically on your skin for wound healing, as well as for overall brightening and anti-aging
Okay.
properties.
Amazing. We actually have a question as well from Maria. Hi, Maria. She's asking, is it necessary that manuka honey is organic? What are your thoughts on that?
It's interesting because maybe it's just because of the brands that I've used. The majority of the farms and brands that I source my manuka from are always organic.
I was going to say, especially if it's coming from New Zealand, where
Yeah.
they usually have very good
strict
practices.
organic practices.
Yeah.
So
with
I would
most of the
actually be a little
products.
concerned if it was not
Yeah.
organic.
I would question the source.
Yes. And now
For sure.
keep in mind the certification, like USDA organic,
Yeah.
may be a little bit different, especially if it is a product coming from New Zealand. But for the most part,
Okay.
ethically sound beekeepers in New Zealand are going to have a very high standard of organic practices.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure it's from New Zealand.
Because
then.
we have to care about the
Yeah.
bees, we have to care about the
Yeah.
environment, and those are two really important things for sustainability, which I care a lot about.
Yeah. Okay. So on to superfood number 4.
Number
We're on to
1,
number 4.
turmeric. Number 2, garlic. Number 3, manuka or raw honey. Number
All the
4,
Ginger.
ginger. The other root.
So I feel like ginger is one of those ones you can have in so many forms, which is why it's maybe one of my favorite from this list as well. Because you can not only have it as obviously raw, you can have it in a tea form, which makes
yes.
it so palatable as well, which
Yep.
I really love having anytime there's some indigestion or some nausea. You can definitely have it in crystallized ginger pieces as well.
Oh, man. Yeah, those are
which
really
taste-
tasty.
They taste amazing.
Yeah.
There's also, and these ones are a bit more of a cheat or a treat, I guess. There's ginger chews as well.
Yes, ginger chews.
There's a I don't know if it's in the States. There's a company over here in Canada called Gin Gins, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
They are just chewy ginger candy, but very high potency.
Is that
So-
the one where the mascot is like a ginger root?
Yeah,
and
it's
it's like
really
a plump
creepy.
looking
Because
monster?
you're going to eat the ginger, and the ginger is advocating eating ginger. But it's really delicious.
They're really tasty. And you know what? I used to not
Yeah.
love like straight ginger because it's a bit spicy.
Yeah.
It's a bit intense.
It is.
But
Sure.
now sometimes I crave it. And especially when I have an upset stomach or I'm feeling nauseous
Yes.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Ginger is one of my go-to remedies to actually help reduce nausea and vomiting.
Yeah, so you can definitely have ginger in all of those food type forms. And then when it comes to supplements too, usually studies have shown around 1 gram is good in divided doses in a day. It's
So
been
how much is 1 gram? Like if I'm cutting up a root and a fresh root, how much would you say?
I'm actually not entirely sure.
Okay.
But I would maybe
A thumb?
not much, maybe a thumb, but
Yeah.
I want to confirm. But yeah,
My
I think that's
rule of thumb,
your rule of thumb.
see what I did?
Yes.
is literally a thumb or 3 to 4 thick
Yeah.
sliced pieces if you're going to make a fresh tea. Or, for example,
Yeah.
miso ginger white fish is one of my favorite things to make at home.
Yeah.
And I'll be extremely liberal with the amount of ginger I use in that dish.
Definitely.
But all
Yeah.
to your taste preference, but for
sure.
medicinal purposes, using it from a food, yeah, you want to try to err on the 3 to 4 fresh slices or about a thumb's worth.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
And if you are using it for more therapeutic reasons too, in a supplement form, you can try and use it for things like menstrual cramps. It's been shown to really help for that. Indigestion. And of course, if your nausea is a bit stronger too, for things like morning sickness, if you're pregnant,
Yes.
it's very helpful sometimes if you can't even fathom eating the ginger, just taking it in a pill form. That's actually been really helpful for people as well.
Actually, Tracy. Hey, Tracy, thanks for writing in.
Hi.
She mentioned that gingins, so the gingin chews that we were just talking about, were great during chemo.
Oh.
It's one of the really tough side effects of chemotherapy for those that you know or who have had a loved one going through it is severe nausea. And that can really wreck your appetite, which is really hard because if you're not feeding your body, obviously your body needs nutrients to get healthy.
Yeah.
So having something like ginger to help quell that can help, which is awesome. And thanks for writing in for that, Tracy.
Thank you. And actually, Christine is also saying, hey, Christine, she's asking, do you ladies like the use of essential oils, especially ginger? And you know what? That's, again, this is why I love ginger. There's so many uses for it. Scents have actually been shown in research as well to be helpful. So for things like nausea, you could even just smell the essential oil and it would be helpful there as well.
Now what's interesting, and I kind of just had this question in my own mind, because
Yeah.
you can get essential oils that are edible sometimes. For example, peppermint essential oils. I make my own breath spray at home out of peppermint essential oil.
Because you're eating all that garlic.
Because I'm eating all that garlic. Actually, the recipe is fantastic. I've got to give it to you guys because it keeps you fresh for a real long time. And I don't like using gum because I just don't think gum's great. But anyways, some essential oils are edible and others are definitely not. So ginger, I'm actually not familiar using ginger essential oil. Is this an edible oil?
Now, I'm more familiar with it from a scent perspective as well, but when it comes to essential oils overall being ingested, so I do know that some are a bit safer, like peppermint or lavender apparently as well is a little bit safer. I would just recommend always talking to an aromatherapist first, or being under guidance of a healthcare practitioner.
Yeah.
You don't have an aromatherapist, just to be sure, based on your medical situation, if it is okay to actually ingest them. Some can be a bit toxic, and some are okay in smaller doses, especially if they're used in cooking or in a tea, right?
Back to garlic, one of my favorite remedies for an ear infection is actually garlic oil. You can get potent garlic oil that can be really helpful. So now we're on to the next superfood. Notice how we're just keeping it on going here for you guys. We've got number 1, turmeric. Number 2, garlic? Garlic. Number 3, honey or manuka. And number 4, we've got ginger. Number 5,
drum roll.
Drum roll, please. One of our community's all-time favorite.
Apple cider vinegar.
Dun, dun, dun. ACV.
We love apple cider vinegar.
Are we having a musical?
I think so. I think we just went right into a musical because we love apple cider vinegar. It makes our hearts sing. Apple cider vinegar, we know that you guys love this so much. And one of the great things about it is it's so accessible.
It is.
It is so cheap for so much wonderful goodness. You can get organic apple cider vinegar with the mother at the bottom, which is...
What is the mother?
The mother is sort of that bacterial culture at the bottom.
It's like that murky stuff.
The murkiness. This is me indicating murkiness, but it might look just weird. So that's what you want to look for. We do like Bragg's is the one I use. I think we have another one over here as well.
This was from my kitchen.
Omega Nutrition.
Omega Nutrition, apple
That one
cider
as
vinegar, organic.
Amazing. So it only costs around $8 or $10. It's not too expensive, and you're not going to use a huge amount at the same time. You're definitely not going to want to use more than maybe a tablespoon or 2 at a time because it's really strong.
Yeah, it is. It's quite a potent flavor.
Yeah, it definitely is. But one of the reasons that we advocate for it so much is it really helps with balancing blood sugar levels. And for someone, let's say like my dad, who is diabetic, he takes a tablespoon of that in some water before every single meal
Awesome.
to just stabilize his blood sugar levels a bit before a meal as well.
Which is fantastic. And what I really love too is for those of you who aren't diabetic, balancing your blood sugar levels can be one of the best ways to get weight loss going.
Yeah.
When we have balanced blood sugar levels, we're not craving as much. We're not getting highs and lows and energy dips all over the place.
Yeah.
So that is fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the other reasons we like apple cider vinegar is you can actually use it topically as well.
yes.
For things like an apple cider vinegar hair rinse.
Yeah.
That people
So
like
I've
to
never
do.
personally done one of those. Have you?
I tried it once.
Okay.
It's an interesting smell.
Because you would
But you
smell
actually
like it for a while.
It actually goes away after
Okay.
a bit. It dries out. It's actually not that bad as
And
I thought it would be.
Is your hair shiny?
A little bit. You know what? I think I would have to keep doing it on an
Okay.
ongoing basis to see, but I wanted to try it out. But what was surprising is that it's actually not that gross smelling. So you actually do it and then it goes away. It just makes it feel a little bit more squeaky clean, shiny. I know some good things are happening because it helps balance your acid mantle, I believe,
That's
right?
fantastic. Acid-base mantle
acid-base-
for hair and
for
skin is really, really important. And a lot of traditional shampoos and skin products actually are very alkaline,
Yeah.
meaning that you throw off the natural acid base that your skin and hair has. So
Yeah.
using something like an apple cider vinegar hair mask can help reset and maybe seal that goodness in.
Yeah, for sure. It's got antibacterial, antifungal properties. We're loving apple cider vinegar.
Blood sugar balancing. Do you guys use apple cider vinegar?
Tell us how to use it.
Yeah, tell us how to use it.
So we are going to show you in a bit how to make an apple cider vinegar drink that I actually like making in the mornings.
Oh my gosh, actually wait, David.
Yeah.
Hello, David, and I'm so glad you asked this because I
Nobody
also
asked.
had a hard time. So David says,
Yeah.
not a big fan of the taste of apple cider vinegar. Me neither, David.
Yeah.
Emoji of this.
But you know what? You can actually make it taste so much better,
Well,
which is what we're going to show you.
He asks, how can I get
Yeah.
the medicinal benefits without suffering through the strong flavor? Crying emoji.
Cry.
And stay tuned because we're actually going to whip up a little tasty beverage for you to try that I guarantee you will like the flavor of, and you'll get all the benefits
Yeah.
that you want out of this amazing health food.
And another bonus tip, use it in your salad dressing. That's a great way to incorporate some superfoods like apple cider vinegar. Use it as your vinegar base.
Yeah.
And then mix it up with other things. It's a great way to use it on your salads. And somebody also says, hi, Maria. Maria is saying, I use ACV to clean fruits and vegetables.
Oh,
That's awesome.
cool.
Yeah, that's a great way to use it as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I love that.
I like that. Okay, so we've got 1, turmeric, 2, garlic, 3, raw honey or manuka, 4,
Apple cider vinegar.
no,
Oh,
4, ginger.
ginger.
Let's not forget about ginger. 5, apple cider vinegar. Number 6,
Is one of our favorites.
be still my heart.
Is this wonderful? Would you like to show people?
Oh my gosh,
Matcha?
is matcha. So technically it's green tea,
Yeah.
but the super form of green tea is actually matcha. So why is matcha amazing? As you guys know, 1 cup of green tea can be amazing on its own in tea form, whereas matcha is actually taking green tea leaves in a powdered form, so you're stone grinding them up, and when you're making a cup of matcha, you're actually eating the entire leaf.
Okay, so you're getting more nutrition essentially than regular green tea. And regular green tea is already so amazing for your
Exactly.
cognitive function,
Yes.
for your balancing your blood sugar levels, for your energy.
Anti-cancer benefits, anti-aging, brain boosting, antioxidant support, weight loss benefits. So 1 cup of matcha is roughly equivalent to 10 cups of green tea.
Now, is the caffeine level the same between green tea and matcha?
No. So
Okay.
this is where things get interesting.
Okay.
And don't be scared. However, if you are highly caffeine sensitive, be really careful with matcha because as mentioned, matcha is going to be more caffeinated than a regular
Okay.
cup of green tea.
Yeah.
That being said, one of my favorite and active components of green tea and matcha is L-theanine.
Aha.
Yes.
L-theanine, I believe, is that amino acid or neurotransmitter that sort of calms your mind as well, right?
You got it. So L-theanine actually binds to the caffeine molecule in your
Okay.
body and slows the release. So with a cup of coffee that doesn't have L-theanine, your body's going to have that cup of coffee and then get a spike of energy right away and then a crash. Whereas with green tea and actually black tea has L-theanine too.
Yeah.
You're going to get that energy that's going to be a slow release, and it's going to be up to 6 hours of stable, consistent energy without a crash.
So it's without the jitters, essentially.
No
it's a more
jitters.
stable source of energy.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
I can't speak enough to it. Honestly, I drink a cup of matcha every day, literally at the office. Everyone's like, what is this
It's a
jug?
It's a jug. We
This
said it at the same time.
Jug of green, and it is, I love the
Yeah.
flavor of it. For a lot of people to start using matcha, and you can cook with matcha too.
Yeah.
So matcha comes in cakes and breads and ice cream
Little
and
dairy-free cheesecakes that we actually did on Real Food
cheesecakes.
Live.
Oh yeah, those truffle balls too were really
We did. We did a little matcha mug cake as well, which you can make in a few minutes. So do tune in, guys. If you don't already watch our show, Real Food Live, on Thursday mornings at 10 a.m., we're always cooking up something amazing, and we had an episode where we used matcha in a bunch of different ways. So definitely check those out.
Because matcha can be a little intimidating because it is in a powder form.
Yeah.
A lot of people come to me asking, like, what do I do with this? How do I know how to steep tea leaves.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make a cup of matcha tea. So actually stay tuned, and I will be making a cup for you.
Okay.
Actually for me and for you. But for you to
Perfect.
see how easy it is to use. So
Okay.
quick recap, matcha and green tea, amazing antioxidant support, anti-aging support, skin health, brain health, heart health, metabolism and weight loss, anti-inflammatory
I think
too.
you got most of them.
I know.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
amazing.
super. It
Okay.
is super, super, super.
So guys, those were our 6 amazing superfoods, and now we are actually going to get to the demonstration part. We are going to show you 2 of our favorite drinks. One of them is going to be the matcha, and I'm going to show you how to combine some of the other superfoods with apple cider vinegar to start your morning off right.
Yes.
So thank you for tuning in with us right now to talk all about superfoods. We are now going to do some demos for you.
We're going to do some demos for you.
Let's go on over.
So let us go.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do
BRB.
this. Okay, so what we have here, we're going to move these plants.
Also, we're
Out of
getting
the
some really
way.
great comments here.
Nice. What are some people saying?
Maria's asking if regular green tea, not decaffeinated, gives me high blood pressure. I guess I cannot drink matcha tea. So if
Okay.
you are already sensitive to green tea, unfortunately, yes, I would say you are going to be sensitive to matcha as well. Be really careful. In general, I always recommend people who have a little bit of a sensitivity to caffeine, always have it with some food. So green tea on its own can upset your tummy a little bit sometimes when you're having it without any food. Another really awesome question from Emily. Emily Ann, hello and welcome. She's saying, I read one of your articles that talks about how L-theanine helps anxiety. Can I use matcha for anxiety? Absolutely. So there's a bunch of different ways you could take L-theanine. You can take it in a capsule form, which is obviously the most potent form. But having it in matcha also helps mood stabilizing and brings down anxiety as well, or can help. Great question. And Christine says, wow, put some in a smoothie. Absolutely, Christine. Putting a little bit of matcha in your smoothie bumps up the nutrient level and your energy
Tastes
level
amazing.
and your weight loss. So that's an amazing way to use it. And Jen, last question.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen. Is asking, can you have a cup of coffee and matcha in the same day? You absolutely can. This definitely comes down to your unique caffeine sensitivity. If you are really caffeine sensitive, I'd say skip the coffee and just have the matcha.
Yeah.
If you're okay and you can deal with caffeine, there's no problem with having both coffee and matcha.
Yeah.
You definitely want to make sure, just for sleep sensitive purposes, that you're making sure you're not having your caffeine later than 12 or 1 in the afternoon, I would say, as a baseline.
We all metabolize caffeine differently. So
Yes.
there are slow metabolizers and fast metabolizers when it comes to things like coffee. So for example,
Sync is being really weird.
hopefully they're not hearing it. So when it comes to coffee, for example, I'm a very slow metabolizer. I can have coffee around 12 and I can still be really jittery and wired at
Ooh, not
night.
good.
Not good at all. So I pretty much stay away from coffee as much as possible. unless, again, it's something, there's caffeine in like black tea or something. That suits me a bit better. But some other people can have caffeine later in the day and be totally fine.
I can drink a cup I can honestly drink espresso and fall asleep an hour later. So that's how you uniquely metabolize caffeine. So what are we making?
Da-da-da! Now that we talked all about caffeine, so let's start off first with actually showing you what I make for my mornings. Now, all I have here is a little mason jar with around 1 cup of water in it.
Okay.
1 cup of filtered water. And again, you can play around with this, guys. This is just really, really rough measurements.
These are all things I literally brought from my kitchen.
Yeah. So here we have Manuka honey, UMF 10 plus. So getting some good antibacterial action in there, good for my immune system. Oh, thank you very much. And so there we have a little bit of honey. Actually, would you get me a fork? That would be lovely.
I can be your
Thank
assistant.
You.
I
Please
can definitely
be my
get you a
sous
fork.
chef for this wonderful elixir that we are making. So we have some honey there. And then, oh, thank you. I'm just going to whisk it a little bit.
Okay, so
it actually
this
dissolves in pretty quickly. It's not that
one
bad.
of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
This is a Manuka honey with a UMF 10. So this is, as I mentioned before, guys, this is a really good baseline, high antibacterial Manuka.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, awesome.
That also tastes really nice.
Yeah. And now I'm just going to eyeball these, but for apple cider vinegar, again, to your taste, I use around a tablespoon-ish, and I mix a little bit of apple cider vinegar in. That might
I just want
have
to
been...
smell this.
It smells like feet.
Oh, it's potent.
But it's really, really good for you. And
David,
I'm
I
masking
hope
it
you're
with
still
other things.
watching. I hope you're still watching, David.
I swear, it's much better with the honey. And
Water, Manuka, apple cider vinegar.
apple cider vinegar. Again, play around. There's no hard and fast rules for this. And then next, what I'm going to use is just some honey. I'm going to squeeze some
Lemon,
in.
I think she means.
Oh, lemon. That is it. I'm just obsessing over that honey. Again, as much lemon as you want. Maybe around a tablespoon is a great place to start. I believe a seed went in, but that's okay.
So I love that we have some antibacterial factors here. We've got some nice gut health healing.
Some blood sugar balancing.
Blood sugar balancing, even though we're adding sugar to it, it's okay because it's going to balance.
That's okay.
Find
and
balance.
then you have to make it a bit palatable. And of
Yes.
course, you can adjust. If you are a diabetic, for example, add in some stevia. Use some monk fruit if you don't want to use some of that raw honey, right? Now I'm also using a little bit of lemon, which is great for stimulating your bile function in the morning. So helping you go to the bathroom, regulating your digestion, just making you feel less bloated in the morning, right? Some people feel like that in the morning, a bit sluggish.
Now we have had lots of questions on, does lemon water help you alkalinize? For this was an entire episode we did, guys. So go and check out our old videos. We did an entire talk about myth-busting alkaline diets.
Yeah, so spoiler alert, lemon water will not alkalize, but it is still amazing for a host of other reasons. You have your vitamin C in here, immune boosting. It's just really good for your digestion and your gut health, things like constipation. Now, of course, what I'm adding in here, if you're wondering what the last thing is, it's actually a little pinch of cayenne. And you'll notice I'm doing a bit more than a pinch because I like my food a bit more spicy and my drinks.
Great.
So that cayenne is, I guess in its own right, a bit of a superfood.
It is a bit of a superfood on its own.
Yeah, it definitely helps a little bit with circulation.
Yeah.
Getting going in the morning, a little bit with your metabolism. Obviously in higher amounts for that to happen, but I would say for circulation, this is good.
Yeah.
For some heart health benefits, guys.
So we've got a really nice little superfood elixir that we just literally whipped up in.
It's not complicated.
I'm not wearing a watch.
No, but people
Maybe
think
2
that
minutes.
an elixir needs to be really fancy. And you can add in more things here. So for example, I could add in a bit of sea salt if I wanted to. Get some electrolytes going. In the morning, a little pinch of that helps my adrenal glands first thing in the morning too. If I'm especially stressed out, it's fantastic.
Okay, so David, I hope you're still watching because this is a way that you can get the benefits of apple cider vinegar and a host of other benefits in a very palatable way. I need to try a sip of this.
Try it. It's got a zing. It's a good zing though. Definitely a good zing.
Cheers.
Cheers, cheers. More. You'll feel this.
Actually, it's quite nice.
It is nice. It is really
I was
nice.
actually very hesitant
I know.
because I really don't like apple cider vinegar, but it's quite nice. I would keep drinking it.
Right? And that's a quick and easy drink that you can make in the morning in a couple of minutes, and you're going to feel much better. It's a good start.
Oh, and like immune stimulating. I like that.
Especially during cold and flu season, guys. That's something great to have in the mornings.
Tasty.
Yeah.
On ice.
Yeah.
Tasty.
Now let's move on to making matcha, because I think that's something that most people are maybe a bit more curious about because we don't know how to make it.
We're going to do this 2 ways.
Okay.
And this is going to be so simple.
Okay, we're going to swap places.
We're gonna
I
swap.
can monitor the comments while you do this.
I'm going to grab a spoon.
Okay.
Okay, guys, so first of all, you want to get an organic matcha. Absolutely. My favorite, obviously, by Effect Health. One of my favorite companies, of course. And I love their matcha because not only is it organic, but it's a grade A matcha. So it's got a really nice, subtle, sweet and grassy flavor.
Yeah.
I'm very heavy-handed with matcha, mostly because it doesn't affect me negatively and I love having a ton of it. But you're literally looking for a half a teaspoon for a serving size. So I prefer using a whisk. Right now I'm using a traditional bowl.
Okay.
Literally a little bit of that. Can you just run some hot water for me?
Oh, for sure.
Half a teaspoon right into this bowl. You don't need a traditional bowl. You just need a bowl that has a little bit of a lip so that when you're whisking, the matcha is not going to go over the side. I am literally adding a half a cup, a quick splash of warm water right in there, taking my bamboo whisk. So traditionally they use this so they can break up the clumps in the matcha. This matcha is a very high quality matcha and you don't necessarily need it, but I enjoy the ritual and I really like the emerald froth that I get.
Emerald froth, not green. Emerald.
Oh, emerald froth, because that's a good quality matcha is going to be bright green.
Okay.
If it's not, it's either going to be a lower quality matcha or it's been oxidized and it's been out for a little bit longer.
Okay, now could I just use a fork?
Yeah.
Okay, so fork can work too, a regular whisk can work. It doesn't have to be a special bowl, regular bowl. We're just a little fancy with our matcha.
Literally, you can drink it right, and then so that's the base, that's concentrated.
Nice.
And then you're going to top that up. If you want it hot, you're going to add your near boiling water to it.
Okay.
I honestly actually put it over ice. So I can
ice.
take this, add some ice cubes,
Okay. And now,
and literally, that's it.
how much water do you recommend people add in?
8 ounces. 8 ounces to half a teaspoon is a standard cup.
Okay.
That literally, I will drink it straight, but if I'm not going to drink it straight, I would add a little bit of beautiful manuka to sweeten it up a little bit. And you can also add a little bit of coconut milk to give it a little bit of creaminess, which can be really nice.
Amazing. One of the ways I actually like making it at home when I have a little bit more time, what I like on weekends is I actually like doing it over the stove. I like putting in some coconut milk or almond milk over the stove first, bringing that to a little bit of a boil, then adding in the matcha along with some cinnamon, vanilla, nutmeg, and I mix it all up.
That's awesome.
It is really good.
I'm also going to show you guys one last way. Okay, I'm going to give you this matcha.
You should. I want to taste it.
Waste not, want not. So that's for you. I'm going to show you
very
guys
much.
also a super the lazy person's way to make matcha. Which is literally, I'm going in and I'm grabbing my half teaspoon again, putting it right in.
Yeah.
Mason jar is great because you can close it and you can shake it. And that's a really nice
I
way.
have the lid.
Even if you don't have a lid, honestly. So I'm taking my hot water or near boiling water,
Okay.
filling it all the way to the top.
Okay.
Literally, you're going to see that there's a little bit more sediment in this. You're just going to vigorously stir.
So you don't have to whisk. I thought you have to all the time, but it's
It
better,
makes
I
it
guess.
smoother, but you
Yeah.
absolutely don't have to.
Okay.
You could literally, and just like that, you can see it's already breaking up.
That was really easy.
That is,
I like how easy that is.
that's it.
And it tastes great, guys. It was a really nice mild
Literally.
flavor when I had that. I was a little bit worried that it would just be a bit strong in water on its own, because I always have things in latte form.
In latte form?
In latte. I made it sound like a foreign language, latte. But even just in the water, it was great.
There we
That
go.
was really nice, mild grassy.
Superfood number 2.
Matcha.
Done.
So those were our favorites, guys. And now we're going to come around to the front again and do
about this?
Oh, I forgot to show them this. My sad little creation that I made, because I like doing this sometimes. Okay, guys, so this is what
Can't forget about this, and it smells so strong.
Nadia, don't you make fun of this. So, what I like doing in cold and flu season, so I know some people just like having chopped garlic or, a clove of garlic sometimes, but again, it's not very palatable. What I like actually doing is mixing the chopped garlic. So again, we're activating its antibacterial properties. Then I like chopping it up, letting it sit, and then mixing it with some Manuka honey.
So raw garlic and Manuka honey.
And then...
Sounds intense.
It is, but it's
Sounds
so
intense.
good. It's actually, think about how good this is for you when you
It really
have
is.
a cold or flu, because honey is good for your throat.
This is a cold killer.
Yeah. If you have a sore throat, the honey is healing that, and the garlic is boosting your immune system. And all you need is a little teaspoon of this in a day.
Should we make her try some?
We should. Because a whole thing of garlic right now. Oh, she's loving this. I'm going to have a smaller portion.
Because you guys are probably sitting there being like, you guys wouldn't eat it.
I am. And it's got a zing. And now I won't have a cold for a while.
So obviously in taste preference, this and this drink is going to be a
Yeah.
little bit tastier, but for beneficial reasons,
This is
going to
strong.
be worth it. And having
Yeah.
a little Manuka with the
I
raw
will wash my
garlic
hands.
is going to be better than just eating a chopped clove of garlic on its own.
Yeah.
So I love this. Super simple, literally 2 ingredients.
Yeah.
That's it.
And guys, now if you have some of your own creations that you like making, any of your hacks or tips or tricks, please let us know. We can move in now to a bit of a Q&A. We just want to engage with you guys before we ask our trivia question.
Oh, right.
Our trivia question, which we have not yet thought of, but you will get a prize.
The prize was actually winning a full product of Effect Health Buddha Matcha.
Yeah.
So, trivia question. You answer some question. I am going to think of it. Oh, I know the trivia question.
Okay, I will read some comments first.
Okay.
Awesome. So Maria is saying, I make a smoothie with milk, Shakeology protein, and a teaspoon of matcha. That's my everyday breakfast.
That's
amazing.
awesome.
That is awesome.
Actually, Shakeology I have looked into, and it's pretty decent. I know it's a bit
Yeah.
expensive, but the profile is pretty decent. So that sounds like a pretty good breakfast.
Yeah. And we have a bunch of Marias here today. Hi, other Maria.
Hello, other Maria.
Maria Luisa. She's saying from a nutritionist, she's heard that to lose weight, it's better to drink apple cider vinegar, like a tablespoon or so with water before going to bed.
So that
Sure.
would be for blood sugar regulating properties, which through the night would be awesome too. So I could definitely see how that would be valid.
So maybe you're not, if you're someone maybe who has late night cravings or something as well, maybe your blood sugar dips, that may be helpful.
I like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Good tip.
I do like that as well. I believe that is what we have right now. So let's move on to your trivia question.
Da 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 da!
What is the question, Nadia?
Okay, so those of you still watching, also this is the first time we have ever done a giveaway of any sort. So to win your free full-size product of one whole thing of organic matcha from Effect Health, earlier in our conversation, I was talking about the difference between green tea and matcha. And I said a very specific equivalent when it came down to what 1 cup of matcha was
good
compared
question.
to a cup of green tea. Now, can any of you, and basically the first person who types it in will say wins, what is the equivalent in potency from 1 cup of matcha is equal to how many cups of green tea?
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. If nobody
see.
answers, that's okay.
We will just have more
I'll be
matcha for
sad.
ourselves. Think, guys.
Yes,
How much
I know.
was it?
It's too bad you can't rewind it. Because remember, guys.
Christine, you are our winner.
Christine, you are
Christine
the winner.
Fournier.
Oh my
She
gosh.
said 10 times.
Correct.
You
1
have won
cup
yourself-
of matcha is equivalent to 10 cups
Okay.
of green tea.
Please private message us on the Hearty Soul, so Facebook Messenger, and just send us your email, and we will be in contact with you for your shipping details.
Your
And
prize.
send this over.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We had a fast-paced show. You guys were awesome, as per usual.
Always an amazing audience. Thank
Always
you.
an amazing audience. If you guys missed last week's episode or you're just tuning in now and missed this live one,
Yep.
we're here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and all of our segments
Yeah.
are saved in our videos folder, so you can always go back and rewatch them.
And it's
as many times as you would like.
all the time. And guys, it's only going to get more fun from here. We're going to do as many demos as possible now for you guys, giveaways, trivia. Tell us what you want to see more of. We're here for you. We're here to just chat with you and learn and educate you too.
If you like what you
Yeah.
saw, please give us a like
Yes.
or a share or a love so we know what we're doing benefits you guys. We want to keep creating content for you. And the more we know that you enjoy it,
The more we'll make.
the more that we can make, which is awesome.
sure.
So have an amazing rest of your night, guys, and we'll see you next week.
See you.
Take
Bye.
care. Hey, YouTube! Thank you so much for tuning in today's episode.
And if you liked what you watched, please be sure to subscribe to our channel.
Yes, and if you had any questions or comments, you can just hit us up below. You can also give us a like. And if you missed last week's episode, you can see that right over here.
And if you do want to see more of our previous episodes, you can catch them all over here. And also, be sure to tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. for our other show, Real Food Live. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.